Peace, it's your girl AyChristene, and today we're checking out a suggestion from you guys. This is my thoughts on the science fair. I didn't like it by The Odd Ones Out, which was really fun. I'm laughing already because I think of the last one that I checked out where he's like 10 things that keep him up at night. And the first thing was like sugar, then was death and existential. But I was like, what? So I think it's gonna be really funny, whatever we're gonna come across in this video. Link is in the description box below for you to check out. Now let's get started.
Science fair.
Dear.
I was talking to a friend saying, oh, I know, I can do a video about the science fair and, talk about how much it sucks. And she said, oh, at my school, we didn't do the science fair.
Oh, really?
What? That got
That's
me wondering,
lucky.
did other people not do the science fair?
I had to.
So I did my own science experiment on Twitter.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
asked you guys if you even did the science fair and whether or not you enjoyed doing it. And 58% of you said you didn't have to do the science fair.
Really?
Like, that was way more than I expected. That's the majority. I've renamed this group of people the lucky ones.
The lucky ones.
And when I asked if you enjoyed doing it, 21% of you said you did enjoy it, and 21% of you said you didn't. I know Twitter polls aren't the most accurate sources of data, but I think it's safe to say that this is a pretty split issue. Now, I'm the 21% of people who didn't enjoy the science fair. And don't get me wrong, I love science. Well, okay, that might not be true. I really hated biology and chemistry. That was just a mess.
I like
physics. Physics was okay.
Was it?
Maybe I don't.
I liked biology. Chemistry was different. Like, chemistry was okay because I had a lot of great people in the class. A lot of hot guys. It was great. So chemistry wasn't so bad. But, well, class-wise, the work-wise, I didn't do well in chemistry. Science fair, now, I remember growing up in my elementary school and high school, we didn't have to do the science fair. In elementary school, we did. And if you didn't do the science fair, then you had to write a 500-word essay about something. So it's like, hey, do the science fair or do the essay. And I didn't like either. I didn't want to write no 500-word essay, and I didn't want to do the science fair. I was not a fan. I was not a fan either. I can relate to this.
Don't like science. I just like space and watching these.
Neil,
they're my buddies.
Aw,
Except Neil did hurt my feelings one time. We'll get back to that
later.
All right,
How
so let
did
me
he
briefly
hurt
go
your
over what the
feelings?
science fair is for you lucky ones who didn't have to deal with that.
I like how you made them
It's a very American thing, right, guys?
Oh, yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, we started doing them, I want to say around 4th grade. And we would do this every year up until the 10th grade.
Oh, really?
The whole class would spend all day researching a topic that interests them, and then we would have to come up with a question that we could run an experiment on. An example of these questions are, does the temperature of a battery affect how long it will last? What
and the
color light
hypothesis,
produces the most heat? How does the shape of a rocket's fins affect its travel? All of which are projects I did. Basically, this was supposed to teach you about the scientific method, but what it really did was teach us how to procrastinate and make up data. And
make up data?
Think, oh, that sounds like fun. I wish my school did the science fair. No. Here are some flaws with the science fair. First, you got the option to work with a partner. And of course, you want to work with a partner so you can split up the work and not do as much. Now, since I didn't have any friends, I would partner up with someone that no one else wanted to partner up with. But they wouldn't do any of the work. I only did the science fair with a partner once. From 5th grade on, I did my science fair projects alone. The second problem is that we had to come up with a question all on our own. And you gotta understand, we were just kids. We don't think as cognitively as scientists do, okay? Just a couple years ago, we still believed in Santa Claus. Except for me, my family didn't do Santa Claus. And now you want us to wonder if the ratio of a cylinder will affect its buoyancy? Like, come on. And also, we don't have access to any resources. The science fair is a lot like an episode of Mythbusters. But what sets apart the Mythbusters from your average 4th grader is that they're really smart engineers who have access to explosives, while we can't even drive to Walmart ourselves. We have to ask our parents to take us. One year, I wanted to do an experiment on a certain type of soil, so I did research, I wrote everything all up, but then when I went to Home Depot to buy the soil, they didn't even have it.
Oh, really?
So I had to pick a new topic and start all over again.
Goodness.
Now do you see why I think the science fair sucks? So, okay, I think
he is so angry, so adorably angry, because he's got this round head and this roundish body, and he's just so angry. For us, though, they had a list of questions. Like, you had the option of doing your own, but they had a list of questions. And like I said, I only had to do it 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. I didn't have to do it 2nd or 1st grade, so that was fine. I didn't have to do it past the 5th grade. In high school, I didn't have to do it because I had blocks at, high school is, or middle school is what I meant to say. Crap, did I have to do it in middle school? I don't think I did. I don't remember middle school about that. The only thing I really remember about middle school is that I used to dip chicken nuggets in butterscotch pudding. And that ish was the jam, okay? Back to his video. Stop judging me. Stop it.
It would have been better in elementary school if we were assigned a question. I know the whole point of these things is about discovery, but we're all stupid, okay? I guess if you were anything like me and you chose a crappy question, you'll have a bad science fair.
That makes sense.
My very first science fair, after all day researching possible questions, me and my partner came up with a question: what time of the day is the hottest? Now, I already know the answer to this question, and in 4th grade, I'm sure I already knew the answer to this question, too. It's noon. Like, I don't need to run an experiment on that. In fact, I can just go to Google and see just like weather, and boom, there's my data right there. No need for an experiment. True. But the science fair isn't just finding the answer to your question. No,
it's a process.
First, after you research the topic, you have to write a hypothesis.
Yep, the hypothesis.
A hypothesis is basically you guessing what you think the result of the experiment will be, but you
don't
write
it
down as I think this will happen. No, you write it like you know what's going to happen. A formula, science, for a perfect hypothesis is if blank, then blank because blank. Let's use my battery experiment. I said, does the temperature of a battery affect how long it will last? Okay. So after doing research about how batteries work, a hypothesis for this experiment would be, if 2 AA batteries are used at different temperatures, then the battery in the hot temperature will not last as long because the battery's fluid will evaporate, which damages the internal structure of the battery. Oh, and spoiler alert, no, it doesn't.
Really?
I put 2 batteries outside, 2 in the freezer, I let them sit, and then I plugged them into my Game Boy Advance, and they lasted the exact same amount of time. I learned nothing. So you also have to write up the materials you use for the experiment.
It's like the breakdown.
You have to write up the steps to do the experiment, the procedures, and you also have to write an introduction, basically just bullcrapping what you're going to do. Then you do the experiment, aka the fun part. Make sure you write down your results because you have to make a graph. You have to. How do you make a graph to show that batteries at different temperatures last the same amount of time?
That is an issue that I had growing up. Like, not everything can be put on a graph, all right? Let's just get that out now. Not every single thing can be put on a graph. Okay, maybe there's a way. I don't care if there's a way. I'm not putting everything on a graph. But that was like the list of everything that he's saying. It's like it's a very convoluted way of just trying to find something or inciting discovery. With all that extra lab work that you had, not lab work, but like the hypothesis done a certain way. Because, he said you had to write it a certain way, and that's something I hated too. You can't say I think. You had to write it a certain way. You had to write down your plans of what you're going to do, then do it, and then write down there's all this extra stuff versus, hey, this is what I think, and then doing it. You had to break everything down. It's frustrating. All right, continue.
They did. You think you're done, right? But no, you gotta write up the results as if your graph didn't already perfectly depict that, and a conclusion. The conclusion is like the most insulting part of the science fair. You basically go through this checklist of questions that you answer. Was your hypothesis correct? No, my hypothesis was not correct. What mistakes could you have made in your experiment? I don't know. Maybe I took the batteries out of the cold and hot and put them in a room temperature Game Boy, and in a couple of minutes they both went to a room temperature. I don't know.
That makes sense.
How can others use this information you found? What do you mean? All the batteries lasted the same. I don't think anyone is going to put their batteries in their freezer to have literally no effect. All right, and then you take everything you wrote, print it out, and then slap it on the poster board. The only thing I like is putting stuff on the board. And I mean everyone, would use construction paper as a border around the text to give the poster board a good aesthetic. I think the second most fun part of the science fair was choosing what word art font you would use for your title. Oh, and by the way, the teachers told us to have a creative title to catch people's attention. Like, that was part of the assignment. We got graded on the title. Basically, they were telling us to create puns for a grade. If you're doing a project that's measuring plant growth, Ready, Set, Grow, that was a very popular choice.
That's cute,
and then everyone took their poster boards and presented.
Batteries are dumb. I hated that.
Those were the 3 most boring days of science ever. Except for the day you presented. That was the most
that's frightening.
Day. And then after all of that, everyone in the school put their poster board up in the cafeteria. And, then it was fun to walk around and see how other people decorated their
And then it got
board.
judged.
And you could always tell whose mom helped them. So overall, I didn't have a good time. Those 21% of people who did enjoy it, I'm glad you liked it. But me and the other 21% of people think you're huge nerds. And when I asked that Twitter question, I had some people messaging me saying, yeah, I got 3rd place and all I had was a cup of dirt. Ha 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 ha. And that made me wonder, Wait, it was a competition? So I think the key to a good science fair is to come up with a good question and also do a topic that you actually enjoy. One science fair, I did an experiment on rockets, and I had a blast.
That's good.
That would have been a good title.
That would have been.
Year, I did what color light is the hottest. I just shined a lamp at a thermometer and switched out the bulbs. I know I'll let Neil say what he thinks about that whole project.
Okay, red light is warmer than blue light. Interesting
I like
discovery,
Neil's voice.
Not exactly revolutionary.
Thanks, Neil. Yeah, just completely discredit all my research. I'm fine. So
that's how his feelings were hurt.
If you need an idea for a science fair project, do it on rockets. You don't even need a question. Just launch model rockets.
True.
Hey, guys, do you think tea is gross?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Hey, do you think that it should be called soccer instead of football?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's just like taking their sounds and adding it to everything. That is insulting. I love tea. Okay, I love tea. And soccer, football makes more sense because you're constantly having your foot touch the ball. So soccer, you know, in the UK, or not the UK, everywhere else in the world, it's called football. It makes sense. Why we call the ball, the game where everybody holds the ball in their hand for 90% of the game, we call it football. I don't understand. And then handball is a game that you play where you slap the ball. The handball game should be called slap ball. This ball game should be called handball. And then football is soccer. I solved everything. Mind blown. But yes, I really enjoyed this video because he's so relatable. Like, I feel like this is my, you know, male animated twin because I hated the science fair. Although I didn't have to do it, like I said, past 5th grade. And for us, there was a competition. Like, you got a grade, it was like a duality, which I feel like is a lot of pressure. Like, yeah, it's good for kids to be challenged and all that stuff, but I would say that it was a lot of pressure as a kid. 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade, having to make this project. And my mom worked a lot, so I did this on my own type of thing, and it was not good. The only thing I liked was using the glue sticks and sticking those babies on the board. That's it. I did not like doing the research. Well, research wasn't so bad. I didn't like the specific way that you have to put the hypothesis. I didn't like the specific way you had to lay out the board. I didn't like the specific way that you had to write the procedures and the conclusion, all that jazz that they had you do. Then you present it to your class, then you get a grade from your teacher, then you put it in the cafeteria where it's judged by staff, I guess. I can't remember who judged the science fair, but nonetheless, they judge, and then they pick like the top 3 winners, and I, of course, never won. And then one year, I did opt out of like not doing it. But I also didn't turn the essay, so I just got a bad grade that time. We're not gonna talk about that. That's not what this is about. It's not this. Look that way, because that's what, yeah, over there. But yes, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. How did you feel about the science fair? Did you love it? Do you agree? If you liked the video, check out the link in the description box below and support the other ones out there. If you like this video, hug the like on that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. I love you guys as always, and until next time, buddies, toodles!